Okay, we've got to talk about this breaking news because the numbers are just staggering.
$139 billion. That's how much Elon Musk just won back in a single court ruling. The Delaware Supreme Court just handed him the largest pay package in corporate history. And, get this, it could reshape how every CEO in America gets paid. Let's break down exactly what just happened.
So, to really get what's going on here, we've got to rewind the clock. Let's go back to 2018 because, Tesla was a completely different beast back then. I mean, in 2018, Tesla was in serious trouble. We're talking bleeding cash, the Model 3 production was a total nightmare, and its market cap was just about $59 billion. So the board proposed this wild, totally radical all-or-nothing pay package for Musk. The goal? Grow the company's value to an astronomical $650 billion. And here was the kicker. If he failed, he got absolutely nothing, zip. But if he succeeded, he would get the biggest payday in history.
So what happened? Well, Musk didn't just hit that $650 billion target, he completely obliterated it. He nailed every single one of those insane performance milestones, taking Tesla from this struggling car maker to a trillion-dollar behemoth. By any measure, he held up his end of the bargain.
Right, so he delivered. But this is where the story gets really, really messy. So as soon as the deal was approved back in 2018, boom, a lawsuit gets filed. It kind of just simmers for years, bubbling under the surface. Then, bam! Early 2024, a lower Delaware court shocks the business world by voiding the entire package. Fast forward to today, and the state's highest court has just done a complete 180, flipping that decision on its head.
And you want to hear the craziest part? The entire legal battle that put the largest compensation plan in history on ice was started by a shareholder who owned, wait for it, just 9 shares of Tesla stock. 9! You can't make this stuff up.
So the lower court judge, Chancellor McCormick, basically struck down the deal, arguing the board wasn't truly independent and that the whole approval process was flawed. But her decision really came down to this one memorable phrase. She called the payout an unfathomable sum, saying it was unfair to shareholders, even though those very shareholders had already voted to approve it. But of course, that wasn't the end of the story. The case got kicked up to the state Supreme Court, and their decision, which was unanimous, by the way, completely changes the game. The lower court had ordered what's called a rescission, which is basically a giant undo button on the entire 2018 deal, wiping it from existence. But the Supreme Court took one look at that and said, whoa, not so fast. And their logic was pretty straightforward. They called it total cancellation and extreme remedy. I mean, it meant Musk worked for 6 years, generated hundreds of billions in shareholder value, and was going to get absolutely nothing in return. The court also said that Tesla was never even given a chance to argue for a smaller, fairer amount. So they tossed out the old ruling and restored the package in full. Case closed, right? Well, not quite. Because when we're talking about this much money, the headline is never the full story. Here's the part nobody is talking about. This $139 billion package, it's actually the smaller one now. Now, you heard that right. While this whole legal soap opera was playing out, Tesla shareholders were busy. Just last month, they voted to approve a brand new pay package for Musk. This one is tied to future goals in artificial intelligence and robotics, and it could be worth up to $1 trillion. Just look at this side by side. On one side, you've got the deal for his past performance, all that work from 2018 until now that the court just gave back to him. On the other side, you've got this totally separate deal for future performance approved by shareholders that could be 7 times larger. So in theory, Musk is now in line for both. Okay, so what does all this corporate drama actually mean for you as an investor? If you own Tesla stock, the word you need to know is dilution. Issuing all those new shares for Musk's compensation means your slice of the company pie gets smaller. That new 2024 package alone could dilute existing shareholders by up to 12%. So the fundamental question for any Tesla investor is this: is having a fully incentivized Elon Musk leading the charge into AI and robotics worth that price? But here's the thing. Even if you don't own a single share of Tesla, this ruling sends shockwaves across the entire market. For one, it sets a powerful legal precedent, making it much harder to challenge massive, performance-based CEO pay packages once shareholders have given their stamp of approval. Second, Delaware, the most important state for corporate law, is signaling loud and clear that it wants to remain pro-business. And finally, it reinforces the immense power and leverage that visionary founder CEOs hold over their companies. So the ultimate takeaway is this. Love him or hate him, Musk's legal victory has effectively rewritten the rulebook on CEO compensation. If you want stock in any company with a powerful founder CEO, this ruling just made their pay packages harder to challenge.